Evancho took a lot of heat for her decision to perform at Trump's inauguration, but now she's singing a different tune about the president, and she's here with her sister to tell us why. Please welcome Jackie and Juliet Evancho. Now, Jackie, you performed so beautifully at the inauguration, and I know some people took issue with your decision. This administration has been criticized a bit for its treatment of the LGBTQ community, and your sister Juliet is transgender. Right. Why did you do it? Why did you decide to perform?
Well, because it was for my country, and because my president asked me to sing for the national anthem, you know? Who would say no to that? Yeah. It was a huge honor, and I had to seize the opportunity. It was such an honor for me, and it was amazing.
Right. Well, and you weren't able to attend the inauguration, but you had a good excuse.
I did have a good excuse. I was actually in Philadelphia, and I was there for my surgery to change my gender to match me.
Oh, wow.
So I understand that you came out as transgender when you were around 13, 14 years old?
Correct, yeah.
And then publicly during your junior year in high school?
Right.
And how old are you now?
I'm 18.
18?
Yeah.
So how did they react to you when that happened?
Surprisingly enough, everyone was really okay with it because before me in 8th grade, another student came out as transgender, so everyone was kind of used to it. But I was still really nervous about it, and but I'm just really thankful that at the time everyone was really okay with me being there.
Well, you say at the time because things changed at the school, right?
Correct,
Can
yeah.
you tell us a little bit about that?
March of that year, a student's parent called the school asking, well, what's going on? Why are there boys in the girls' room? And why is there a girl in the boys' room? And so they started talking about it on the board meetings and everything, and it became a big issue. And so we had parents of kids who are my age freaking out and thinking that we're monsters there to harm their children, and that just wasn't the case at all.
So no one cared about it or thought about it until this troublemaking parent.
Right.
So the adults started it. The kids were fine.
Exactly.
Well, this experience turned you into an activist.
It did.
You took the school to court.
I did, yeah.
And how did that work out for you?
Well, I took them to court, right. And so everything turned out really well. We asked for a preliminary injunction, which means until the school makes a final decision, we, as the transgender students, are allowed to use the bathroom that we identify with. Okay. And recently, very recently after Jackie performed at the inauguration, we won the preliminary injunction.
Oh.
Jackie, you tweeted at President Trump and you requested that he speak with you and your sister about transgender rights. When asked about it at a press briefing, Sean Spicer said, I think the president would be welcome to meet with her. Have you heard anything from them?
No, not yet, but we're working on it. Hopefully we'll have something soon. But I was actually recently in D.C. and still nothing happened, and that's kind of why I sent the tweet out, because I was there. But we're hopeful. We're hoping something will happen.
Have you heard anything from anyone in the administration?
Other than what Sean Spicer said, no.
Yeah, we actually reached out to the White House, and we have yet to hear a response, but I'm hoping that you get one.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks.
Now, in February, President Trump rolled back protections that allowed transgender students to use bathrooms corresponding with their gender identity. If he were here right now, what would you say to him?
Well, I think what we would say is we would make him aware of what we, me as a transgender person and someone who supports and is in a family of me, have experienced at our school since all the turmoil happened. I have had things thrown at me. I got like hard candy pelted at the back of my head. People were saying really mean things to me, and they started throwing trash at me. And it was really bad for a long time.
What do you say to these people who say, well, it's really a boy in the bathroom, girl's room, that they're afraid of that?
That's not an issue because I'm not a boy. And I...
apparently they don't get that part.
Yeah, and that's a big issue.
Yeah.
It's a lack of understanding and knowledge around the whole subject as a whole, and that's why I'm here. I want to. I really want to show everyone and teach everyone that we are people. This is real, and we're not here to harm your children.
Of course not. It boggles my mind that you haven't heard from the president or his administration, from Ivanka Trump, who's his advisor now with an official title, especially because you got a lot of backlash for having performed at the inauguration when many people said no. Tell us a little bit about the backlash that you experienced because you did this.
Well, I mean, it's amazing what some people have the nerve to say over the internet. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, people would
They're
say
anonymous.
things like, "You're betraying your sister. How could you do this?" They've called me terrible words that I cannot say on television. But I mean, the limits of what they have the nerve to say were just endless, and it was so frustrating because I wanted to make them understand my point of view of it, and you can't really do that. When people have an opinion in their head, it is so hard to change it.
And I'm sure it was hurtful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And did you understood where she was coming from?
Oh yeah, because I too, my boyfriend, my sister, everyone in my family all received flack on social media in very hurtful ways. Like Jackie said, it's hard to believe what people come up with to say to hurt someone, and
I hope the administration reaches out to you.
Yeah.
so do
I
we.
hope they do.
Y'all do.
So, Jackie, we get to hear you sing later. You came in second on America's Got Talent thanks to your incredible voice. You've performed with legends like Barbra Streisand, Tony Bennett, and now you've got a new album out.
Yeah.
And tell us why that new album is special.
Well, this is one of the first albums that I've ever recorded where it took me longer than a month to do. I've spent a year looking for songs, writing songs, working with people. And this is also special because this is my first time writing songs on an album at all. So it's a huge step for me as an artist.
Were you inspired by your sister and your family?
I mean, to an extent, the songs that I wrote about, I mean, a lot of them have like dark topics, and a lot of them, for some reason, lean towards mental illness. And so, I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with her, but it has plenty to do with what I've experienced in my life.
You were here a long time ago when you were a little girl. I
remember.
remember.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Well, a big thank you to Juliet and Jackie Evancho. Jackie's going to sing for us later in the show, so don't miss it. Stick around.